Welcome to our Uni-Vibe series.
In this series, we're going to share with you Uni-Vibes from some of our favorite manufacturers.
And maybe we'll figure out, does the drive go before or after a vibe? So on today's episode, we're going to look at the Dunlop Rotovibe Wylde. And it is spelled like a person and not an action. It is wild, though. But before we get into this pedal and talk about the features and you hear some clips, I want to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. In this case, we went to our friends at Zzounds again. And as part of our Rotovibe or our Vibe series, we want to get this pedal in. And so we did. And it's available on Zzounds. And we're going to show you some features and talk about it.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we have a friend who has an old vintage one that we were going to borrow for this series. It looks like, if you go out online, it looks like the just plain Dunlop Rotovibe is available for sale.
Right.
Coming in at $299.
Yeah.
$299, I think. I guess I feel like they're still making them. I'm not sure. There's sort of like this mystique around this pedal.
Yeah.
Well, then, if you look up the Zakk Wylde Rotovibe signature one here, this was released 20 years ago or so. And as part of the anniversary, they have brought it back. So I got really confused where I was like, I got this. It was like new, just released.
Right.
And I went to see if anybody else had done a video on it. And there was a video from 20 years ago. And I was like, what is going on here? This is
spandex pants, big mane.
This is crazy. So my understanding is basically it's the same pedal as the regular Dunlop Rotovibe. There are some differences, and those differences are mostly the graphics,
color,
the Wylde name, the color. I suspect the foot pattern here is a little bit different. But other than that, basically the same pedal. $100 more. So, for whatever that's worth. On the side here, you have this little kick button. Side of your foot, you can kick that in and out. That's going to change you from vibrato to chorus mode. On the bottom, it tells you that chorus is in and vibrato is out. There's some LEDs on the top that let you know which one you're in. And there's a big honking knob over here on the side that controls the intensity. There is no expression pedal jack on it, which I find a little bit annoying.
I got it. We'll give you a minute. In the comments, say how many seconds it took you to get that.
Yeah. The whole thing is your speed is your expression pedal. I like the foot switch. A lot of times I feel like
you really got to...
You got to jump on them,
right.
and you don't have to jump on this.
Yeah.
You can get it on pretty easy. It's almost like it's not quite a soft foot switch, but I like it. Anyway, that's the pedal. First clip. Pat, I've been talking, but I'm just going to do it. First clip, Fender American Strat. It's my 60th anniversary. I've used it in every Uni-Vibe video we've done. Same riff I played in every single one. It gives one kind of point of reference where you can kind of compare between the different Uni-Vibes we've done. And so it sounds like this.
All right, so not to be left out of the single coil game, although I am kind of out of the single coil game because I grabbed the Yamaha Pacifica because we're doing a little mini-series comparison of some HSS guitars. And I had it in position 2, but I had the humbucker fully engaged. So it's still single coil world, but with the humbucker. And I played, I think, on the vibrato side. And I had the intensity up a little bit more than half, and the speed was kind of slow, and I played this.
So we have 2 more clips for you, but before we jump into that, we thought we'd take a minute and just, I guess you can call it turning some knobs.
Right.
So we normally call it, right? And just explore kind of like show you the depth of the depth setting and show you how slow and fast the speed setting goes. Talk about the pedal a little bit. Earlier we told you there's a switch on the side that takes you between the green side and the red side. One of them is vibrato, one of them is the chorus mode. Right now we have it in the green side, which I think is vibrato. If Pat would strum a chord.
If you would.
Okay, so the red is the vibrato side and the green is the chorus side. So I'm going to jump back to chorus real quick. Let's start with, I'm going to turn the intensity all the way down. You have the knob on the side. And roll that bad boy all the way down. And then if you play, we'll roll it up. This is a big range.
Yeah. And it gets real throbby and warm when the depth is high.
And then, so in all 4 of our clips, one thing we did not do is put it on the floor and change the speed as we were playing.
Right.
And obviously this pedal is built for you to like have it on your pedal board and be able to just reach down with your foot and change the speed. You could do some really cool ramping stuff with it. Because of that, I just didn't want to show off my tie-dye Crocs or try to set up another camera to do that.
We both might be crocking tonight. Actually.
Yeah, so neither one of us have appropriate footwear to do that. But we can show you. So we'll put it all the way. I'm going to get heel down all the way to get the slowest speed, and I'll let Pat play, and we'll roll it up to the fastest speed so you know.
All right. I might play something different.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I mean, one last thing. I'm going to leave the intensity really high, move the speed up just a bit. It's faster than you probably think it will be. And then let you play and switch back and forth between that red side and green side.
All right.
So I'm becoming to a point where I appreciate the vibrato side more than I did
Yes.
in the past.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it was always like, why did they throw that in the Uni-Vibe? It's pretty cool. So that's the knobs. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple to use. And dare I say, before we get to the final thoughts here, sounds really good. The next two clips, for the first one was, I guess we would go with me.
Yep. You used it in maybe more traditional manner.
Right. I plugged the Rotovibe into the Exacta Fuzz by Dave Barber, grabbed my American Deluxe Strat that was tuned down half a step, and just kind of went after a little bit. And this is what it sounded like.
All right, for my clip, I didn't want to be left out of the drive game, although I did it maybe the non-traditional way. I grabbed the burn unit from Barber Electronics and I put it before the pedal, the Vibe pedal. I paired up with this Harley Benton that we have a Porter pickup here in, and I tried to play some hooky stuff, and here it is.
So that's our clips and some knob turning on the Rotovibe, the Wylde Rotovibe. Final thoughts. I'll pass the pedal.
Yeah, I might need to use both hands. Actually, it's solid, but not quite a lead paperweight. But I liked it. I think in the Uni-Vibe series, I don't know if struggle is the right word. This was very easy to get a sound that was very warm and full. A lot of it had to do with the intensity, but we moved it around. I don't think we were ever necessarily below half, but you get half or above, and I think it's a really fat, warm Rotovibe, Uni-Vibe, because some of the other ones I think sometimes thins out the sound. I think going between the chorus and the vibrato, I thought it sounded good all the way around. Obviously, you have a treadle, so you can set it where you want, and we kind of left it static, except you did explore a little bit on the end of your one clip. I think it's great. It's a form factor, like you said. You don't need to have an expression pedal because here's your expression pedal.
Right.
It's one that if you play a lot of vibe and you don't have any real estate concerns on your board, or this can go next to your board, I think it's great. And in true vibe fashion, they don't give these away. They're a little pricey.
Yes.
In general, in the whole series, for the most part, has been that way.
Yes. It seems like Uni-Vibes are one of the more, which is why we waited 5 years into the channel to start checking them out, one of the more expensive effects. I think sometimes I discount. I go, oh, well, Dunlop's a major manufacturer. Of course, they're going to have a vibe, but it's not going to be anything like this boutique or this boutique or this boutique who really focuses on the vibe. Mm-hmm. I was wrong. And it's not surprising because when we did the tremolo series, we got in a tremolo pedal in the same form factor, and it was really good.
It was cool.
So they're doing something right here, I think. It took me no effort at all to get the sound that I like out of this, and I will say that I found, and maybe I've been approaching some of the other ones wrong, the intensity way up, but the speed really, really low.
Right.
I think in both of the clips I did, I had the speed back much farther than what I thought I would. Mm-hmm. But the way it kind of swirled with that slow speed, that maybe I'm wrong in how I've been approaching it. So part of these series is to get a bunch of pedals and try them out and share them with you and give you, a point of reference so you can come and, like, if you can't get your hands on this many Uni-Vibes and check them out and compare them. But the other part of it is, like, it's a learning experience for us, like learning about not only the effects and all the different manufacturers, but as we get to sit down here and play with them all the time, you start to go, oh, that sounds better or whatever. Right. So digging it. Really liking it. I'm struggling. I'm gonna be honest. I hope Zzounds doesn't get mad at me, but I am struggling a little bit. Like, why is this $4.99?
Or $3.99, the other one's $2.99.
$3.99, the other one's $2.99. Right. One thing I should have said in the beginning, you might hit us for is like, well, guys, why didn't you play any Zakk Wylde stuff? It's a Zakk Wylde signature, because this is a Uni-Vibe series, not a Zakk Wylde series. And look at us.
And I've seen Zakk Wylde play live 3 times. It is a sight to behold, and you're not getting that here.
Yeah, we're not Zakk.
I'm not a Viking reincarnated, okay?
Right. So, yeah. That's the point. So I'm not sure about that. I guess if you're a big Zakk Wylde fan, it would be really cool to have something with his name on it. This would be the way to go, and maybe it's worth the extra $100.
Or maybe in the comments, if you've done some research or you read up on some things we haven't seen, is there anything else under the hood here that's different, or is it simply the branding? But
yeah, and I haven't found it. But I will say this: looking at another major music retailer's website, they have the normal Dunlop one listed, but it's out of stock. So it might just be an availability thing too. Maybe people still have it listed, but they're not actually making it. And to get the parts to make it, maybe it really is $3.99. Mm-hmm. It sounds good.
It does.
It sounds like a $399 Uni-Vibe pedal. So I'll leave it with that. Thanks for watching. If you can, click that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, any of that stuff. That's what helps us interact with cool people, in this case, Zzounds, and get cool stuff in to share with you. And we really appreciate your interaction and doing that. So with that,
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.